pork gyoza dumpling. First I'm going to start with cabbage. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Finely shredded, and then add that to a bowl, 2 cups with salt, and let the water come out of there. There we have finely chopped cabbage. If you can get a dark green cabbage, that's better, but this is all I could get in the store today. Now I want to put about a teaspoon of salt in with that, if I can get the salt to come out. We're just going to set that aside for 20 minutes. So I'm using this little garlic press. Find it quite simple to use. Just make sure you centre your garlic, and if the clove's too big, you can actually cut it in half. So there's my garlic all cut and ready to go. So that's for my next dish. Thanks for watching. By the way, I got this one from Coles. Not Coles, sorry, Stokes. And even, it's not too bad, not a bad idea. So you see now I just done some garlic with a little press. Now I actually need that a little bit smaller than that one, a little bit more shredded. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. This way I won't put salt on anything else, but I use the salt as an abrasive and just use the flat of my knife. Takes a little bit of effort, but you do get down like a nice puree. We'll come back to that one. I'll show you when I'm done. And now just thinly slicing some green onion. In case you think that my knife skills are not very good, I do have arthritis in my fingers and thumbs, so my grip isn't always as good as what it could be. If anybody's got any tips and advice on how to get around that, I would much appreciate it. I'm just going to chop that down a little bit more so it's finer. So pork filling for my version of gyoza dumpling, if I'm saying that right. Basically I'm just taking the skins off some pork sausage. These are a mild Italian. I have a mild Italian, and I have just a regular banger with just probably a little bit sage or something along them lines in. So I'm just simply cutting down and peel off that skin. I've got 2 500-gram packets here. It's a little bit slippery, I'll be careful with the knife. Oops. And I'll just continue with that as we go. I'll just quickly show you that one more time. I'll just quickly score down. So put the knife out the way so you don't hurt yourself. Peel that off. Drop it in the bowl. Nice and simple. Discard the skin, we don't need that for anything. So my sausage flavouring and filling for dumpling. So I have green onion, garlic, ginger and this 1 small chilli. And I have 2 500-gram packs, 1 of Italian sausage, 1 of regular flavoured sausage. I will add all of these together. I've got a better knife. So I'm just going to put them all in. I've taken the skins off the sausages. And I'm just going to get in there with my hands and we're just going to mix all this together. Closer so you can see what's going on. These sausages are nice and juicy, but then when you add the ginger, the onion, they all give flavour and add a little bit more liquid to it. So you can see that's coming together nicely. I do have some white cabbage. It should be green, but I don't have that one. I've got that in a bowl with some salt at the moment. I just want to get that as much water out of that as possible so these don't just end up like a big soggy mess. And that will do for that for now. I'll get back to you soon. So I'm getting ready to add the cabbage, and as I said, we let this sit for 20-30 minutes with some salt. And right now, just so you can see the amount of water that's actually coming out of that, we need to get as much water out of this as possible. I guess you could put it in a tea towel. Put it in a tea towel, or maybe even some sort of press if you have something. But the important thing is we don't need that water. So that's how much came out of 3 cups of cabbage. So that's a lot of water that would have ruined our dumpling. So now I've added the cabbage, I'm just going to mix that through thoroughly. Again, just get your hands in there. It's messy, it's lovely, it's squishy. It is quite therapeutic, to be honest. I will add a little bit of salt and black pepper to this just before I start forming the dumplings. That's looking pretty good now. Just going to let it rest a little bit. And I did, just so you know, off camera, I added 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. You can use corn flour, potato flour, anything like that. It just helps stiffen this up a little bit, makes it a little bit more sticky, a little bit more elastic, and it adds a little bit of flavour. Thanks for watching so far. So let's have a little bit of fun. I'm using pre-bought, store-bought dumpling wrappers. Just put a small amount, don't want too much in there. Now, as I said, I have arthritis in my hands, so this is a little bit tricky for me to try and do them this way. I tend to pinch first, which is probably incorrect, but then I will do a little pleat and fold. Not the prettiest thing, but this should serve a purpose. I'll do that one more time for fun, and then I'm going to try a different method. I'll say the meat's a lot stickier now. Just wet off the edges with a little bit of water. Bring this together. I'll leave that end open slightly so any air can escape. I can fold from this direction too. It's just a little pleat. Like I say, I'm not brilliant at this, but I do have a different method. I bought this little device from a Chinese store online, and you're supposed to be able to put them in, supposed to be able to do 2 at once. So we'll have a laugh and see whether I just bought a piece of junk or whether it's going to save me a lot of time if I can get the wrappers apart. So I'll put one on there, one on here, looks about right. It is a bit fiddly. Put a little bit of water on one side, I think. And we give it a squish and see what happens. And you get something that looks like this. Not perfect. To be honest, I still think I prefer doing them by hand. But if, like me, you do have trouble, a little bit too much meat in that one. So, yeah, you can still fold just to make them that little bit better. Yeah. It's not a bad little device, I guess, but take a bit of practice. I've never used it before, so we'll just keep doing this. So now it's just a case of me sitting down for the next hour or two, and I'm just going to make this whole thing. So I'm going to put on some music and relax. Move the water a bit closer. And as I understand it, in Asian families this is usually done as a family thing. So I'll just quick pleat and folds. I say I'm by no means any sort of expert. Make sure they sit up straight and just continue going. Thanks for watching. Mic out for now. So there we go. Just warming up some oil. There's my dumpling, pork dumpling, gyoza, whichever way you want to call it. So I'm just going to put a few in the pan just to test. Don't want too much heat. And this will be my lunch for the day. And turn it down a little bit. Altogether I made 60. So I'm just going to put them in, put the lid on for now, just let them warm through. So once we start getting a little bit of colour on the bottom, we just throw about 1/3 of a cup of water in there and put a lid on. And we just leave that alone for about 10 minutes. Just have a quick check, see if we're softening up. It's looking good. We'll just leave it be for a moment until all the water's gone away. So I would say there we're done now. There's a little bit of liquid to get rid of in there, and that's it. We should be spot on. Make sure we're not sticking. So it looks like underneath. Oh yeah, beautiful. And I've got to admit, this is my first time cooking these and making them from complete scratch. I used to buy them pre-made and things like that. So yay, good job Mike. Mike out. There we go, that's it. Spicy pork dumpling, gyoza, however you pronounce that one. And I made a nice dipping sauce with soy sauce, rice wine vinegar. What else have I got in there? Garlic, chilli and spring onion. Oh, a little bit of ginger too. Well, it's time to have a taste and we'll see how it goes. So here we go, taste time. Give it a good dip in our dipping sauce. Oh, that's good. Try and get some of that dipping sauce inside. Yep, so there we have it. Pork dumpling. And a nice spicy dipping sauce even. So this is Mike saying, have yourself a fantastic day. My second last day off. So I'm about to enjoy it. Love you all, Mike out. Today's lunch. Pork dumpling, spicy pork dumpling, and a nice dipping sauce with chilli, garlic, green onion, rice wine vinegar and soy sauce. And the pork dumpling, I use Italian sausage filling, but with green onion and all the rest of the stuff. Watch my video on YouTube and Facebook for the full recipe. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to be eating this now, so talk soon. Love you all. Bye now.